So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Ashley. Well, fans, joining me on the microphone this evening is the always enigmatic Randy Pan.
Good evening, Portland. How you doing out there? I'm not convinced. How are you doing tonight, people? I'm convinced to mic checks.
Well, Randy, joining us also on the microphone this evening is none other than the King.
Hey, thank
Joining
you
us
very
here
much.
in just a moment. Now, fans, could you please put your derby-loving hands together for tonight's referee crew and non-skating officials, headed by Wench Warden. Bum, 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 ba-da, bum, ba-da, bum, 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 bum.
And those good-looking NSOs and non-skating officials who take care of everything, they're looking sharp tonight. If you see someone beautiful, they're probably a non-skating official.
Indeed, they most likely are, sir. Well, with that bit of business taken care of, let's bring out tonight's two teams. Randy?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're feeling a chill right now, it is the fear and depredation that come from the Heartless Others! Number 19, Bacchanalia. Number 137B, Hexen. Number H155, Bella Constrictor. Number 143, my BFF, Effie Stoneham. Number 2, French Tickler. Number straight edge, Goody Two Skates. Number 71, Headache. Number 65, Lieutenant, you heard Number 27, Motor and Pistol. Number 363, Moxie Roxham. Number 1111, Scheme Stress. Number 17H, The Blast Unicorn. Number 31, Toxic Haste. And your co-captain tonight, number 80, Takelia. Rocking the bench for FTA NFC. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Heartless Heathers!
Breakneck Alley, get ready to make some noise. Fans, give it up for the reigning Rose City Home League champions, the Breakneck Mountains! Skating for the Betties tonight, 00 megahertz. 1337 Lethal Lolita. 1719 Scylla Devourer. Number 18 Frisky Seller. Number 184, Winnie the Pow. Number 20, Sulfuric Acid. Number 201, Push Latouche. Number 222, the Princess Snide. Number 360, Joyride. Number 51, Shove Me Tender. Number 78, D.D. Monic. Number 94, Scrappy Go Lucky. Number G6, Indigo Hurls. Ice 9, Hurt Vonnegut. Number K2, Avalanche. And number V8, Cadillac. The Breakneck Betties are coached by Determinator and the vivacious Roland Monroe. Fans, give it up for the Breakneck Betties!
All right, before we get this action started, I want to take a barometer of the crowd right now. Who here is new to roller derby? Please raise your hands if you are brand new to the sport. A lot of rock stars over there, I see. All right, I want you to look to your left, look to your right. If you see someone not raising your hand, they are now your derby buddy. And you, hey, stop raising your hands, oh refs. We know you've been here before. And we will explain the rules as we go. Won't we, mic checks?
Indeed we will. You may see lined up on the jam line 2 skaters. That is the jam line right there. One of those skaters lined up on that jam line is number 20, Sulfuric Acid for the Breakneck Betties.
And number 80, Tequila. Now, you know they're the jammers because of the stars on their helmets. They're the ones who score points for their team by lapping their opponents in the pack. Pack is a big group of blockers that are going to be bunched together.
And now those jammers have been released. They will not score points on their first pass or on their initial pass. What they're trying to do is to be the first jammer out of that pack.
Beautiful and totally legal hit there from Goody Two-Skates. Now the jammers are trying to get out. You want to be watching for the jammers getting out of the pack. First time through is no points, but
Sulfuric Acid is out of the pack first. She is out of the pack legally, and she has been declared lead jammer.
And now on this pass through, she is scoring points. She scores points for every skater in blue that she passes. As you can see, there's a handful of skaters there. She also gets a point for any skater in the penalty box.
Correct. Now the Heathers jammer Tequila is currently in the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box. She picked up a major penalty, and she is going to be sitting in that penalty box for 1 minute.
So she got 4 points. Now you have to pass the opposing skaters legally. She passed 4 points, but 1 not legal. She passed again, that's 5 points. So right now, mic checks, the Breakneck Betties have 5 points, or 9 points total.
And Acid attacking the back of the pack once again. Remember, that's a point for every blocker that she passes. And now the Heathers' frontmost blockers out of play. That's another 5-point pass for Sulfuric Acid.
So far there'll be 14 points. She gets a point for everyone she laps. That includes the other jammer, who is now back in the pack, mic checks.
Indeed, Sulfuric Acid completing another 5-point pass, also known as a grand slam, because she got the most amount of points that she could get on a single pass.
Doing a very good job there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you're keeping an eye on the jammer. You're really looking for her to get out of the pack. That's when the points get scored. big jam starting off for the Breakneck Betties.
21 points picked up by sulfuric acid in that first jam. So you can see that in that one jam, 21 points picked up. Points can be easily scored in the sport of roller derby.
Absolutely. We just see 20 points, so you can see how much can come or go in one. So again, the jammers are going to start off when they're released. The first time through, no points.
And those jammers this time for the Heartless Heathers, 17H, the Blast Unicorn, and number 360, Joyride for the Breakneck Betties.
Now the jammer who gets through the first time here legally becomes lead jammer. Blast Unicorn came out first, but not legally. She passed someone out of play, so she is not lead jammer.
So Joyride, even though she was out of the pack second, she was the only jammer to get through her initial pass legally. She was declared lead jammer, and one of those benefits is she can call off the jam at any time.
In fact, that's the only difference. Both jammers can score. Both jammers get points for the team, but only one can stop the jam.
And that's the lead jammer.
Yes. So it's a very, very, very significant advantage. You can get points and stop the jam before your opponent gets points, or you can prevent the other jammer from scoring points. So it's good. You want to get through first legally.
Our jammers this time, sulfuric acid for the Breakneck Betties, Goody Two Skates for the Heartless Heathers.
They're fighting their initial pass through to get lead jammer status. Let's talk about the pack. The pack is made up of skaters from both teams. They're trying to help their own jammer get through and prevent their opponent's jammer from getting through.
Heartless Heathers tried to hold back sulfuric acid as long as possible, but she is out and she is the lead jammer in this jam.
It looks like Goody Two Skates is out. Now the pack is trying to get into some position to help out. The Heathers in blue there, they're trying to get out front to prevent sulfuric acid from scoring. But the Heathers in red want to slow it down to help her jammer get some points.
Well, you can see the Betties trying to hold back one of the Heathers blockers to make it easier for sulfuric acid to pass them.
There you see the advantage of lead jammer there, Mike Check. Sulfuric acid was in the pack. She was able to score a few points. She passed 3 opposing blockers, called off the jam before Goody Two Skates could get there, and got 3 points to the Heartless Heathers 0.
Joyride lined up on the jam line for the Breakneck Betties.
And that's number 71, Headache for the Heartless Heathers.
Now you saw the Heartless Heathers blockers take a knee right before this jam started. What that did was created a no-pack situation and allowed the jammers to be released immediately.
Because they want to skate, they want you to enjoy it, and we want to see it. Both jammers trying to get their initial pass. Remember, no points yet, but they have the chance to get lead jammer. Now you saw they had to let her go. Those are one of the penalties. You have to hit inside the pack. You cannot block 20 feet in front of or behind the pack or out of bounds.
Headache being sent off. She picked up a penalty. She picked up a major track cut. She left the playing field and then came back in front of another skater, but apparently she's being waved back onto the track, Randy.
It looks like that call was overruled, so both skating. So let's talk a little bit about penalties here. There's 2 types of main penalties. There's hitting penalties, and really what you need to remember, ladies and gentlemen, is that we have a team timeout right here.
Team timeouts are brought to you by the Brew.
Well, and fans, it looks like that team timeout was upgraded to an official timeout for a moment. Each team has 3 timeouts per bout, and those timeouts last 1 minute in length.
They're good to do for strategic things like, trying to get your head back in the game, get a strategy. Hearing from some Heathers fans out there, I hope. All right, once again, let's talk about penalties. Now, you can only hit with your shoulders and your hips. Any arms, elbows, legs to the head, to the back, to the feet are illegal.
Sulfuric acid jamming for the Breakneck Betties out of the pack, and she is lead jammer. Blast Unicorn still fighting against that front wall of Betty's blockers, but now she is clear on her initial pass.
Both jammers can score now, but there's only one lead jammer. That's sulfuric acid. Calls off the jam before points can be scored for the Heathers. That's 4-0 for the Breakneck Betties.
Sock Dreams, unique, sexy, comfy socks for the roller girl and everyone. Check out the new Rose City Roller Socks at Sock Dreams.
I will now.
Well, Randy Pan, it looks like the Heartless Heathers sending out Bacchanalia to the jam line.
She's really good. And for the Breakneck Betties, Megahertz, double lot.
Again, we saw the blockers take a knee, and that released the jammers immediately.
Megahertz hit to the inside. She has to make sure to come in behind the pack so she doesn't cut the track. If you cut the track, you get a penalty.
French Tickler with a huge hit on Scrappy Go Lucky at the front of the pack, allowing Bacchanalia to get out of the pack first and be declared lead jammer.
It's a good time for the Heathers. They really needed a lead jammer, and soon. They're in a great scoring opportunity here. Bacchanalia calls off the jam, gets 2 points for the Heartless Heathers.
Now, the reason that she got 2 points, she passed one Breakneck Betty's blocker, but there was also one in the penalty box. So she got not only the point for the blocker that she passed, but the blocker that's in the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box.
You can't hide in the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box.
Buffalo Gap Saloon and Eatery, John Lanning's favorite eatery and saloon. That's the Buffalo Gap.
Goody Two Skates on the jam line for the Heartless Heathers. Avalanche wearing the jam cap for the Breakneck Betties.
So you see the Breakneck Betties trying to hold out there so they can get their blocker back from the penalty box. Goody Two Skates through the middle, lead jammer.
That's 2 lead jammer statuses in a row for the Heartless Heathers. Avalanche now clear of the pack for the Breakneck Betties. Both jammers out from their initial pass.
Now both jammers can score. Goody Two Skates out front. A great opportunity to get more points for the Heartless Heathers. Breakneck Betties trying to run away to prevent that, Mike checks.
Goody Two Skates doing a great job working her way through the pack.
Huge takedown of Avalanche to the outside. She calls off the jam, but Avalanche gets 2 points in the meantime.
European Wax Center. Visit European Wax Center in Beaverton for the ultimate body waxing experience. European Wax Center.
There's a coupon in the program for that. Don't worry about it next time.
Looks like we have
V8 Cadillac on the jam line for the Breakneck Betties.
and 17H for the Heartless Heathers, the Blast Unicorn, who is yawning because no one's skating. So several things have to happen in order for the jammers to be released. One of them is a tacit agreement that they're all going to pass the pivot line right down there, which they have, to release the jammers and start the action.
As we discussed earlier, the other way would be to create a no-pack situation, as we've seen a couple times tonight.
Cadillac out front, lead jammer. No points yet, but she can stop the jam whenever she wants.
Breakneck Betties with some lockdown defense in the back of the pack. Sulfuric acid holding back Blast Unicorn.
Low block major, that means you can't hit your opponent below the thigh. Sulfuric acid going to spend a minute in the penalty box.
Blast Unicorn still fighting against that wall of Betty's blockers at the front of the pack. She is now clear on her initial pass.
No points yet. Looks like Cadillac did score 5 points for the Breakneck Betties. Nice defensive posturing from the Betties to get out front and protect their points.
OHSU Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider of the Rose City Rollers. That's OHSU Sports Medicine.
Number 360 Joyride returning to the jam line for the Breakneck Betties.
And she is 80 proof. That is to kill you on the line for the Heartless Heathers. They got the party started, and we have skating mic checks.
French Tickler with a big hit on Joyride in the back of the pack as Joyride working on her initial pass.
Nice defense from both teams. That's when you're holding off your opponent's jammer. Looks
Now,
like a...
Joyride, the Betty's jammer, being sent to the penalty box for a major track cut penalty. As soon as she sits down, she starts serving her 1 minute penalty.
A major track cut is when you pass an opponent out of bounds. So if you go out of bounds, you got to go back.
And that's Tequila out front, and she is the lead jammer for the Heartless Heathers.
Now what we have here, mic checks, is what we call a power jam. That's when there's only one jammer out there who's able to score points. So right now, only the Heathers can score points for their team.
Tequila working on the back of the pack on her first scoring pass. Makes her way around the Betty's blockers, and that's a 5-point grand slam. Remember, she gets a point for every blocker that she passed and a point for all of the blockers in the penalty box.
Scylla Devour just went to the penalty box for blocking out of bounds. That's hitting a skater outside the track.
Another grand slam for Tequila. 5 more points for the Heathers on that last scoring pass.
Now this is a clear example of how penalties really can hurt your team. Heathers have a huge advantage here. 4 players on track versus Betty's 2, and they're just racking up grand slams.
Tequila doing a great job getting the Heathers back into this bout. Team timeout being called by the Breakneck Betties.
Team timeouts are brought to you by the Brew Radio, the station where butt rock never died.
Hey, where are my rock stars at? Where's my rock star section? I want to hear from my rock stars out there. Nothing goes good with butt rock like a rock star. Make some noise, rock star section. I want to hear from you. So that was a huge jam there for the Heartless Heathers, mic checks.
But it appears as though Tequila is starting this jam in the penalty box for the Heartless Heathers. She picked up her 4th minor in that last jam. That sent her to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box. That means Megahertz is in a power jam. However, she just picked up a major back block penalty. What happens now, Randy?
Well, we're going to have the jammer switch off as soon as Megahertz sits down. Tequilia's going to come back in. Megahertz is going to spend exactly the amount of time Tequilia did in the penalty box. We want to keep it even. So this is a power jam trade-off, Mike checks.
Indeed, it looks like Scrappy Go Lucky being sent to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box. She picked up a minor track cut, but it was her 4th minor penalty. When you pick up your 4th minor penalty, that also will send you to the penalty box.
Let's talk about minors and majors really quick. A major penalty is any penalty that has huge impact. You go straight to the penalty box for a minute. A minor is a penalty that doesn't really affect the game, but when you pick up 4 of them, you go to the penalty box, and it's a bummer.
Schemstress number 1111 for the Heartless Heathers being sent to the penalty box. She was responsible for destroying the pack, and that was a major penalty. She's going to go sit for a minute.
You have to keep skaters from both teams together at all time to form a pack. If you split up the pack or you're too far away from the pack, you go to the penalty box for a minute.
Megahertz through the pack for a 5-point grand slam for the Breakneck Betties.
And that is 2 minutes. As long as jam can go is 2 minutes.
Lloyd's Athletic Club, the official fitness trainer of the Rose City Rollers. Lloyd Athletic Club. I'd also like to mention Ron Tonkin Fiat, where style and fuel efficiency reign at Ron Tonkin Fiat.
Well, Randy Pan, the Breakneck Betties sending out sulfuric acid to the jam line. She's got 28 points to her credit so far tonight.
Over half the points scored for the Breakneck Betties, and she's lead jammer again, Mike checks.
Bacchanalia jamming for the Heartless Heathers, working against that front wall of defense the Betties have set up in the pack.
We saw Cadillac right there. She hit Bacchanalia to the outside, went back, forcing Bacchanalia to go back as well to avoid a cutting the track call.
And it looks like that's another 5-point grand slam for sulfuric acid.
Reinforcements arrive for the Heartless Heathers. We now have all 10 skaters on the track.
Bacchanalia still trying to fight through that Betty's front wall, gets dropped on the far straightaway.
And sulfuric acid, another 5 points. She's a member of Team USA, she's a member of the Wheels of Justice, and there's good reason for that.
Cadillac making this initial pass brutal for Bacchanalia.
That is a cut major. Bacchanalia passed too many skaters out of bounds. She'll be sitting for as much as 1 minute here, Mike checks.
Meanwhile, sulfuric acid continuing her scoring spree. Another 5-point grand slam for sulfuric acid.
Now, what we want to talk about here is sulfuric acid's doing great, but it's really about her pack right now. It's about her 4 Betties who are able to keep the pack slow, make the openings for her, and stuff the other jammers. So it's all about the pack play.
And it looks like V8 Cadillac being sent off for a destruction of the pack major penalty.
Big Brothers and Big Sister Sports Buddies. Rose City Rollers is a proud sponsor of the Sports Buddies Partnership, encouraging young people to get active. That's the Big Brothers and Big Sisters Sports Buddies.
Heathers fans in the ice box, let's hear ya.
Oh, come on, you can do better than that. Heathers need you. Where are you, Heathers fans?
Well, Randy Pan, it looks like Joyride is the only jammer on the track to start this jam for the Breakneck Betties.
That means it's a power jam, and Joyride gets through lead jammer. No points on this jam yet, but she can score points now, and she's the only jammer out there who can do it.
Bacchanalia in the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box. She's serving out the remainder of her penalty that she picked up last jam.
Joyride gets past that four while really easily. Heartless Heathers are doing what you want to do. If you have your skater, your jammer in the penalty box, get out front and run.
Bacchanalia working through the pack on her initial pass. She's out of the penalty box, but Scylla Devourer knocks her to the inside of turn 2.
That was a beautiful hit. It was a great defensive hit there from Scylla Devourer. And Joyride climbs through the inside. 5 more points.
Excellent footwork on display by Joyride there as Bacchanalia gets pushed to the outside of the front straightaway.
Scylla Devourer picks up a penalty there. It looks like out of play? No, she does not. Never mind. I amend that.
Joyride pushing against Goody Two Skates at the front of the pack. Joyride through on another 5-point grand slam.
Now, Goody Two Skates had to let her go. You can't block 20 feet in front of the pack or you get a penalty, and you don't want to sit in the box for a minute.
Bacchanalia clear on her initial pass for the Heartless Heathers.
Joyride with another pass through. It looks like she picks up 4 points for that one. And calls off the jam, taking a huge lead for the Breakneck Betties, 97 to the Heartless Heathers, 21.
New Belgian Brewing Company. Grab a Fat Tire Ale or Rager IPA from concessions. That's the New Belgian Brewing Company.
Scylla Devourer did a great job on that last jam, blocking her jammer. That's a
Sulfuric acid returning to the jam line for the Breakneck Betties. The Blast Unicorn jamming for the Heartless Heathers.
And it looks like Schemstress started behind the jammer line. Illegal procedure. She's going to the penalty box.
French Tickler and Sulfuric Acid, a great battle at the front of the pack.
Blast Unicorn with a much-needed lead jammer for the Heartless Heathers.
Looks like French Tickler picked up her 4th minor penalty at the end of that jam.
But it looks like Sulfuric Acid got through in time, got 1 point for passing her opponents, and got 3 for the penalty box. So that was 4 points there for the Breakneck Betties.
Don't forget to stick around at halftime. We're going to be having a crowd contest with some sleeping bags and some lucky contestants. So stick around for the show.
All right, we have a bunch of skaters coming and going here. And that is indeed Joyride, lead jammer for the Breakneck Betties.
Joyride quickly through the pack, picking up a 5-point grand slam for the Betties. I know they did. How do we
A cut track here for Joyride now. What's going to happen here, ladies and gentlemen, is Heartless Heathers did not field a jammer, so right now Joyride is the only jammer. As soon as she sits to take her penalty, the jam will be called off.
This one.
A team timeout being called by the Heartless Heathers.
Don't forget to pick up your raffle tickets. We've got 3 different prizes tonight, including a $25 Delta Cafe gift certificate, a Vita Cafe $25 gift certificate, and we're giving away an entire case of Girl Scout cookies tonight. So buy your tickets now. I'd also like to give a nice big mention to Bridgetown Chiropractic. They're the official bone crackers of the Rose City Rollers since 2006. That's the Bridgetown Chiropractic. When you get a chance to look at the up-and-coming events calendar, make sure you note April 14th, Wheels of Justice is taking on the Windy City Rollers from Chicago at the Memorial Coliseum. Also on March 16th, the Betties are going to play the Derby Liberation Front from Seattle. On March 17th, the High Rollers will be taking on the Heartless Heathers. And March 18th, we got a Rosebuds bout, Rainbow Bites versus the Undead Avengers. Get your tickets now on RoseCityRollers.com.
Well, fans, after that timeout, Joyride still in the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box for the Breakneck Betties. She's serving out the time that she picked up at the end of that last jam. That means that Tequila, jammer for the Heartless Heathers, is in a power jam. Toxic Haste trying to open up the inside line for Tequila to get through. 3 Betties blockers out front. And again, Cadillac draws the cut, and that's going to send Tequila to the penalty box. Smart play by Cadillac. So as Tequila sits down, Joyride, jammer for the Betties, gets released. She is through the pack, and she is your lead jammer. Joyride rolling through on that outside lane. 5-point grand slam for the Betties. Heather's setting up a back wall, trying to slow Joyride's roll.
Well, you see the difference between defense and offense. Any hit in the pack, trying to help the jammer get through. All offensive blocks coming from the Betties right now. Heartless Heathers trying to wall up and stop Joyride. That's all defensive blocking going on right now.
Toxic Haste battling out front, but Joyride gets by. Another grand slam for the Betties. Shove Me Tender and Cadillac out front, trying to hold back Tequila.
Tequila gets her initial pass. No points yet. The jam gets called off.
Lloyd's Athletic Club. Go check it out and say hi to Mike Seha, official trainer of the Wheels of Justice. And while we're checking things out, next time you're outside, check out the Jammer Fiat. And if you're looking for a good deal, make sure you go down and go to Ron Tonkin Fiat.
Up on the line, Megahertz for the Breakneck Betties and Blast Unicorn for the Heartless Heathers. And all skaters are in there. Good for the Heathers. Megahertz gets around front. She is your lead jammer. She can stop the jam at any time. Blast Unicorn still trying to get out her initial pass.
Scrappy Go Lucky, a great job of defense for the Betties there, pushing Blast Unicorn around. Now Blast fighting against that front wall.
Blast Unicorn gets a pass. Push Latush tries to stop her. That's the initial pass for Blast Unicorn.
Megahertz round the outside in turn 2, picks up 4 points on that scoring pass and calls off the jam. King?
OHSU Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider of the Rose City Rollers. That's OHSU Sports Medicine. I also want to remind everybody we've got an entertaining halftime show coming up, and get your raffle tickets now.
Number 2, French Tickler on the jam line for the Heartless Heathers.
And number 20, sulfuric acid for the Breakneck Betties. Heartless Heathers getting this jam started as they have a full blocker contingency. They want to take advantage of their advantage. Set a wall up front there, Mike checks.
Sulfuric acid pushing against that 2 wall in front. French Tickler also fighting through. Quite a foot race right there, Randy.
It looks like sulfuric acid tried to block French Tickler, stuff her back in the back. But French Slickler knows how to take a hit, and she keeps on ticking.
Excellent jammer battle as the jammers make their way around the track. Heathers with a 4-2 blocker advantage on the track, though, Randy.
That's what they needed. The penalties have been hurting the Heathers, and now they have an opportunity to execute. And they're going to try to do just that, Mike Checks.
Toxic Haste trying to protect the points there. Fans, we had a no score in that jam. Fists in the air for ref solidarity. When both referees put their fist in the air, that means there was no score.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody in the audience, put your fist in the air right now. I want everybody's fist in the air. This is what happens when a 0-0 jam happens. It's for ref solidarity. So anytime we say it, we want all of you to put your fist in the air. Goody Two Skates jamming for the Heartless Heathers.
Opposite K2, Avalanche for the Breakneck Betties.
Avalanche, great offensive block by Scrappy Go Lucky, helping her jammer get through.
Goody Two Skates still fighting through the back of that pack. Gets pushed right inside turn one.
Avalanche with a major cut track, so she will go to the penalty box for a minute. This jam will go the full 2 minutes, and for the next minute at least, Goody Two Skates will be the only one out there.
Betties with the blocker advantage at 4-3 right now as Goody Two Skates tries to navigate through that pack. She is still on her initial pass.
We had a no-pack situation. If the pack is split up and the refs put their hands in the air, you cannot block the jammer. You have to let her go or take a penalty.
Scrappy Go Lucky headed to the penalty box. I believe she was assessed a pack destruction major, or blocking out a play, excuse me.
So it looks like the Heathers are trying to take a Betty and trap her to slow down the pack, but Betties are doing a great job avoiding that. Mike Checks.
Goody Two Skates working through the pack on her first scoring pass now. Pushed to the inside.
Blast Unicorn catches Joyride, but Joyride catches Goody Two Skates, who runs around the outside. And
Fans, I don't believe what I just saw. A great display of footwork there by Goody Two Skates.
Avalanche back in the action, and this jam will end. That is the end of the first period, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, fans, make sure you stick around. We've got a 15-minute halftime, but we got a lot going on. We've got sleeping bag races. We've got ourselves a raffle. Make sure you get your raffle tickets. This is your last chance. They are $1 a piece or 10 for $5. Well, Randy, it looks like we had a really clean first half. We have only one skater from each team that was sent to the penalty box 3 times in the first half. Joyride went to the box 3 times for the Breakneck Betties in the first half, and Tequila went 3 times in the first half for the Heartless Heathers.
Both jammers, too, so, that's not good for their teams. We have a good opportunity starting off here with the Heartless Heathers. They have 4 blockers on the track and only 2 right now for the Breakneck Betties, so that's a good opportunity for them to start this off with a little momentum.
Sulfuric Acid, the lead scorer for the Breakneck Betties in the first half. She racked up 60 points. An impressive performance by her. Tequila with 15 points for the Heartless Heathers, their leading scorer in the first half.
And we got some breakdancing going on for the 2 jammers. Boop, 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 boop. Uh-oh. We're going to throw down right here. We got some jam dancing to go down.
You know, I'd like to take this opportunity to say a few thanks to some of our wonderful sponsors. Fat Lip Industries, Mike Thrasher presents Hammy's Pizza, Portland Vital Signs, Brooklyn Community Acupuncture, Satva Health Gallery, Portland Independent Films, OSI, and the Jupiter Hotel. These are some wonderful sponsors of the Rose City Rollers and help this event happen. Thank you.
Well, Randy, the two jammers that we've got on the jam line, Sulfuric Acid and the Blast Unicorn, also teammates on the Rose City travel team.
That's because they're both really, really good and very nice people, too. You never hear about that, do you? And they're off!
Blast Unicorn rolling around the outside. She is the lead jammer for the Heartless Heathers.
Heartless Heathers fans, make some noise! Looks like Sulfuric Acid was able to get out about half a lap behind her, Mike checks.
Indeed, Heathers, a good start to this second half. Blast Unicorn picking up a few points, 3 for the Heathers, 1 point picked up by Sulfuric Acid.
Voodoo Donuts. Come on down to Voodoo Donuts where the magic is in the hole. 2 locations in Portland and open 24/7. That's Voodoo Donuts.
Joyride jamming once again for the Breakneck Betties.
Bacchanalia for the Heartless Heathers. Bacchanalia lead jammer!
Well, Randy Pan, Icebox has to be happy with that. 2 jams, 2 lead jammers for the Heartless Heathers to start this half.
Icebox is happy, and the Rockstar Energy Drink Rockstar section is happy because they're awesome.
Bacchanalia picking up 2 points for the Heartless Heathers.
Porque no?
Porque
yes!
Amazing taqueria food with 2 locations on Mississippi and Hawthorne. That's Porque no?
French Tickler jamming for the Heartless Heathers.
Beautiful hit by Toxic Haste on Sulfuric Acid.
Sulfuric Acid picking up lead jammer status. Illegal procedure for Toxic Haste. That's going to send her to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box for a minute, Randy. Sulfuric Acid through the pack. 5-point grand slam.
Megahertz on French Tickler. French Tickler still on her initial pass for the Heartless Heathers.
Megahertz, some great defense in the back of the pack, holding back French Tickler. French Tickler ready to attack the pack once again.
Megahertz still on. French Tickler having a hard time getting through there, mostly because of Megahertz with a beautiful hit to the inside. French Tickler has to wait to go behind or wait till the pack to split up before she can come back in.
Smart move by French Tickler there, waiting until there was no pack called. That allowed her to hop back into the track, and she is clear on her initial pass.
No points yet on this jam, but she picked up her 4th minor. 4 tiny little things add up to 1 minute in the box. That is a bummer. As now the Breakneck Betties have a power jam.
Nutcase Helmets, the most fun a helmet ever had. That's Nutcase Helmets.
Sulfuric Acid called off that jam. That allows everybody to reset, and that means Joyride for the Breakneck Betties going to start out in a power jam situation.
Means I'm going to rock out to DJ Adam. Hey, Rockstar Energy Drink Rockstar section, how awesome are you? Rockstar Energy Drink Rockstar section, how awesome are you? Tell everyone!
I love those guys.
The Nightlight Lounge, Rose City Rollers' favorite Clinton Street bar and the only place to get Rose City Roller tickets in town. So visit the Nightlight Lounge.
We have an official timeout on the track, and fans, though each team has 3 timeouts per bout, officials have as many timeouts as they need. So we have sent down the intrepid Randy Pan to the center of the track to find out exactly what is going on.
Just
Make sure he's on.
we're just making sure.
What's going on, Randy Pan?
We are just making sure everybody who's in the penalty box is supposed to be there. Everything is squared away. We are going to get this party started.
I know, I love him. And again, Joyride jamming in a power jam situation right now.
You have a huge advantage right now for the Heathers in the pack, though. They have all 4 skaters out there in great defensive position, Mike checks.
Joyride trying to work her way around the outside of turns 1 and 2. Goody 2 skates drawing a track cut penalty.
Still defending there. That is the initial pass for Joyride. She knows she's not lead jammer because she knows she did a minor back block. You have to get through clean on the first pass in order to be lead jammer, Mike checks.
And Joyride making quick work of that track, already fighting against the pack on a scoring pass. 20 feet, and she had to be let go. That's a 5-point grand slam for Joyride.
You were saying? Oh. Looks like a back block major on Joyride. Starting a power jam for the Heathers on this next jam.
French Tickler out of the penalty box, through the pack, picked up lead jammer, and then called off that jam quickly, King.
Visit TimothyMurrayPhotography.com for classic black and white film derby images. That's Timothy Murray Photography.
And now with Joyride in the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box, Blast Unicorn going to start out this jam in a power jam of her own, Randy.
Blast Unicorn lead jammer. They are going crazy here in the Rockstar Energy Drink Rockstar section.
Blast Unicorn working her way through the pack on her first scoring pass. Toxic Haste trying to play a little bit of offense for her.
Sulfuric acid handling her for a second, but now the pack is in the back. Blast Unicorn trying to push 20 feet there, Mike checks.
Shove Me Tender, a great job of defense trying to hold back Blast Unicorn, but Blast Unicorn with a 4-point pass.
Shove Me Tender going to the penalty box for blocking 20 feet in front of the pack, Mike checks.
Blast Unicorn goes low and round the outside. 5-point grand slam for the Heartless Heathers.
Nice control by Blast Unicorn. She did not want to get a back block penalty, so she had a nice clean approach to the back of the pack.
Heather's doing a nice job of defense there, but Joyride threw the pack on her initial pass, and Blast Unicorn calls off the jam, King.
Oaks Amusement Park. This is where we are today, home of the Rose City Rollers, Oaks Amusement Park.
Hey,
So Randy Pan, how do things feel down there in the Rockstar Energy Drink section?
well, the thing is, guys, Mike checks, King, I love you guys, but you're sort of cramping my style. I had to hang out with the cool kids down here in the Rockstar Energy Drink Rockstars. You guys were making me look bad. I had to look pretty with the pretty people here, so I'm doing great. We're partying like, who are those people that party really hard? They're like in bands and stuff. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Headache jamming for the Heartless Heathers, jamming unopposed. She is in a power jam.
It looks like the Betties are trying to give her some ibuprofen there.
Headache trying to push against the front of that pack. Scrappy-go-lucky pushing her to the inside of the far straightaway.
Forcing her to go in behind her or else get a cutting the track penalty.
Nice cycling up by the Betties blockers, extending that initial pass of Headache.
You know, it's rough going against Cadillac there up front. She doesn't make it easy for you to be a jammer against her.
Princess Snide and Cadillac still making life difficult for Headache, but she is through now and she is your lead jammer.
Ooh, big hit by Cadillac in the inside straight.
I have a feeling that that's probably what it feels like to be hit by a car. Joyride out of the penalty box and through the pack on her initial pass. Headache still fighting.
Budarev flying on wings of desire.
And Joyride through the pack on a 4-point pass for the Betties. Now Headache passed the jam cap to Bacchanalia, and that is something that happens but not terribly often. The jammer can pass the jam cap to her pivot, but that lead jammer status does not transfer with the cap pass.
However, that is a 2-minute jam right there. We're calling it off. King, talk to us about people that make this happen.
Open Space Cafe, brunch, bar, Wi-Fi, embrace the pace. Open Space Cafe. And while we're discussing things down on the floor, let's talk about Fire on the Mountain. Buffalo wings to die for on Burnside and Interstate. Buffalo, Fire on the Mountain.
Oh my gosh, we got all 10 skaters on the track. That means take a drink of your Rockstar Energy drink.
Winnie the Pow jamming for the Breakneck Betties. Goody Two Skates with a jam cap for the Heartless Heathers, and it's Goody Two Skates, your lead jammer.
Ow! Abdullian Beiser. Beautiful hit there by Toxic Haste. Killing some time off of Frisky Town.
Winnie the Pow out on her initial pass, giving up about half the track to Goody Two Skates.
Nice defense for the Breakneck Betties up front.
Goody Two Skates calls off the jam after picking up 1 point for the Heartless Heathers.
That means it's time for a Rockstar Energy Drink Rockstar section. Dance off! Get up and dance! Come on! Where you at? I want to hear you dance. Robot! I want to see everybody in Rockstar Energy Drink Rockstar section doing the robot. I'm seeing very little robot right now. Oh, now we're going. Challenge.
Joyride jamming once again for the Breakneck Betties. Blast Unicorn jamming for the Heathers.
Blast Unicorn!
Blast Unicorn trying to push against that 3-wall that the Betties have established in the front of the pack.
That is nice defense for the Betties, which we've been seeing all night. French Tickler doing a great job staying in front.
And it's Blast Unicorn picking up lead jammer status for the Heartless Heathers.
I want to point out, Mike Checks, that the Heathers have been doing a great job holding the line this second period.
Tequila being sent to the penalty box for blocking out of play.
Remember, you can't block 20 feet in front of or behind the pack.
Great defense by Cadillac there at the end of the at the back of the pack. Blast Unicorn picking up 1 more point for the Heartless Heathers. King.
PDX Pipeline, your online source for Portland music, arts, events, and happenings. That's the PDX Pipeline.
Megahertz with the jam cap for the Breakneck Betties. Bacchanalia jamming once again for the Heathers.
Nice defense from Scylla Devour on the outside.
And Bacchanalia through the pack first. Heathers fans, she is your lead jammer.
They like Bacchanalia in the Rockstar Energy Drink Rockstar section.
Toxic Haze trying to give chase to Megahertz, but had to let her go. She was 20 feet out. Bacchanalia attacking the pack on her scoring pass for the Heathers.
Nice defensive formation for the Breakneck Betties up front.
And again, as we've seen all night, lockdown defense by the Betties. 2 points picked up by the Heathers. King?
K's Bar, Selwood's sweetest watering hole and proud sponsor since 2007. That's K's Bar. And Lloyd's Athletic Club, the official fitness trainer of the Rose City Rollers. Lloyd's Athletic.
Kurt Vonnegut jamming for the Breakneck Betties opposite the Blast Unicorn for the Heartless Heathers.
She was taken out by the Sirens of Titan there.
And it's the Blast Unicorn picking up lead jammer status for the Heathers.
Blast Unicorn blasting on!
Kurt Vonnegut out of the pack for the Betties, giving up about a third of the track to Blast Unicorn.
It looks like Betties were trying to race away in the front. Blast Unicorn get some points. One! And calls it off.
Joe's Burgers, 4 locations, awesome burgers, and official feeder of the Rose City Rollers Volunteers. That's Joe's Burgers.
I love Joe's Burgers.
Absolutely. Portland Mercury, food, arts, entertainment, news, of all the things you need. That's the Portland Mercury.
I love them too.
Where are you going? Scylla Devour really wants to start this jam.
Joyride jamming once again for the Breakneck Betties, and the Queen of Neon, Effie Stoneham, jamming for the Heartless Heathers.
Effie Stoneham, my BFF, trying to beat her way through that front wall, but it is formidable bike checks.
Effie Stoneham trying to fight against the front of that pack. That's Scylla Devour holding her back. And Effie Stoneham is your lead jammer!
You rock stars know how to party like something. What party's hard? What's a good word? Like someone who's a musician in a band. Who that parties? What is that? I don't know.
Fans, I need your fists in the air for ref solidarity. No score in that jam.
For the referees, keep them up.
Medical Massage Northwest, happily rubbing away the aches and pains of the Rose City Roller. That's Medical Massage Northwest. You know what's about that?
Avalanche wearing the jam cap for the Breakneck Betties. Tequila with the jam cap for the Heartless Heathers.
Oh, wow, and a front wall of Toxic Haste and French Tickler for the Heartless Heathers. And a brutal hit on the outside, Mike checks.
Excellent defense by those two women up front for the Heartless Heathers. Tequila still fighting her way through the pack. Frisky Sour, good job of defense for the Betties.
30 seconds with no initial pass, Mike checks. That means good defense. Hit to the head for French Tickler. She'll be sitting out for a minute.
I think the penalty French Tickler got for that hit was awesome. That was the awesome penalty for the French Tickler. She's headed to the penalty box.
I want an instant replay of that one.
Tequila is your lead jammer right now. Avalanche out on her initial pass, though. Both of these jammers now able to score for their teams.
And Tequila calls it off.
Tequila picks up 1 point for her effort. King?
Big brothers and big sister sports buddies. Rose City Rollers, proud sports buddy partner, encouraging young people to get active. That's the Big Brothers and Big Sisters Sports Buddies.
It appears a skate exploded on the track right in front of us. It's because of all the power of the Rockstar Energy Drink Rockstar section. We explode stuff with our minds.
Blast Unicorn jamming for the Heartless Heathers. Winnie the Pow jamming once again for the Breakneck Betties. And it looks like Winnie the Pow picking up a major track cut as the Blast Unicorn is your lead jammer.
Rockstars, get your Blast Unicorns up. Get your unicorn horns up. I want to see your unicorn horns.
Blast Unicorn fighting against that front wall of Scrappy Go Lucky. DD Monic doing a good job holding her back as well. Blast still pushing against Scrappy at the front of the pack, Randy.
She gets her way through. Ladies and gentlemen, Rockstar, get your unicorn horns up. Unicorn horns! I want to see your unicorn horns. Blast unicorn horns! Where's your Blast unicorn horns?
5-point grand slam for the Blast Unicorn. Breakneck Betty's blockers cycle to the front. French Tickler up trying to play some offense against Scylla Devour.
That's not easy, Mike Check. So let me tell you, Scylla Devour is one of the best defensive one-on-one players in the game.
And that is why she's a member of the Wheels of Justice Rose City's travel team. Blast Unicorn getting recycled to the back of the pack. Voice crack.
Schemster's going to the belly box, cut major, and pass someone out of bounds.
OHSU Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider of the Rose City Rollers. OHSU Sports Medicine.
Bacchanalia returning to the jam line for the Heartless Heathers. She's opposite Joyride for the Breakneck Betties.
And fire on the mountain. Buffalo Wings to die for on Burnside and Interstate. Fire on the mountain.
On fans, we've got ourselves an official timeout. Randy Pan, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the Rockstar Energy Drink section and find out what's going on down there.
I don't want to. I like them. I'll be back. I'll be back. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't cry. I'll be back. Hey, DJ Adam is playing some awesome tunes, so I want to see you dance while we're conferring here. This is a break for y'all. To the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. Come on, don't hold back. Just because you're not a rock star doesn't mean you can dance. To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. Come on, skaters, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. All right. Rockstar, I'm going to have to show you. You guys got to show these guys what's what. Let me see you dance out here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got it. You got it. Show your love for Derby right now. Dance for your love for Derby. All right, y'all see what's going on over there? We're going to try this again. Left, to the right, to the left, to the right. To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. Now slide, slide. No, I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. You can't slide. You're sitting in bleachers. That's ridiculous. That's completely ridiculous. Why did I make you do that?
The only thing that would have made this better would have been some Morris Day in the time. That's all I'm saying.
That or if we were having some Joe's Burgers. They have 4 awesome locations of burgers to feed the RCR volunteers. That's Joe's Burgers.
Equipment malfunction.
Bacchanalia through the pack first. She is your lead jammer for the Heartless Heathers. Joyride now clear of her initial pass for the Betties.
I'm scared. I don't feel safe here, Mike Checks. There's a lot of people that can hurt me.
You're kind of taking your life into your own hands being down there, Randy Pan. Bacchanalia calling off the jam. No point scored for either jammer. Fist in the air for ref solidarity. No score.
Put them up, people. Fist in the air for ref solidarity.
There we go.
Next time you're looking for tickets, go to the Portland Mercury. Food, arts, and entertainment news you need. Portland Mercury.
I feel so naked.
Goody Two Skates returning to the jam line for the Heathers. Hurt Vonnegut jamming for the Breakneck Betties.
Dirk-a, dirk-a, dirk, dir, dirk, dirk, dir. Well, it looks like Heathers are trying to slow down so they can get their reinforcements back from the penalty box. Strategically apt, may I add, Mike Checks.
Indeed, you are correct, sir. Schemestress now returning to the action, and the Heathers want to get the jam started now.
Oh, wow. Push Latouche up front with the Princess Snide.
And it's Goody Two Skates making her way through the pack first, picking up lead jammer status for the Heathers. French Tickler being sent off the track for the Heathers. She's going to head to the Pabst Blue Ribbon penalty box.
They're keeping you down. They're just keeping you down. Keeping you down.
5-point grand slam for Goody Two Skates.
Where you at, Icebox? That's a grand slam for the Heartless Heathers. They're on ice.
And Goody Two Skates doing it again. That's another 5-point grand slam. Hurt Vonnegut still trying to find an answer to this pack. Mortar and Pistol pushing her to the outside of the front straightaway.
And then some. Oh, beautiful offensive maneuver there by sulfuric acid, creating an opening for her jammer, Mike Checks.
Goody Two Skates, though, attacking the back of the pack once again. Emphatically now calling off the jam. After another 4-point pass for the Heartless Heathers, King.
K's Bar, Selwood's sweetest watering hole and proud sponsor since 2007. That's K's Bar.
Have you had the burgers at K's Bar?
Yes, I have.
Oh my gosh.
Fantastic.
I kind of want to go there after the bout.
Yeah, I want a burger now.
Scylla Devour jamming for the Breakneck Betties. Tequila, the jammer for the Heartless Heathers.
No pack situation. Ref's hands are in the air, so you cannot hit the jammers. And Scylla Devour is your lead jammer for the Breakneck Betties. I'm a fan. Looks like an out-of-play call, so that was not a cut there for Tequila. She is legally through her initial pass, Mike Checks.
And an amazing run to the outside by Scylla Devour.
New Belgian Brewing Company, Fat Tire Ale, Ranger IPA. Grab one from concessions. That's the New Belgian Brewing Company.
Mike Checks, I want you to confer something with me. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Heartless Heathers have actually outscored the Betties in the second period.
I do believe you are correct, Randy Pan. I will double check on that.
We have 4 minutes left in this action, so I want to hear people make some noise.
Icebox, let's hear you make some noise.
They're shivering.
Breakneck Alley, are you still out there? Sulfuric acid through the pack, picking up lead jammer status for the Betties.
She's really good.
Bacchanalia jamming once again for the Heartless Heathers. Sent to the penalty box, major back block penalty. Sulfuric acid in a power jam situation once again.
3 minutes, 15 seconds left here in this bout. So your skaters are gonna need to hear from you, people.
Sulfuric acid attacking the pack once again. She is through almost untouched. 5-point grand slam for the Betties.
As if she needed to prove her worth on Team America, Team USA, and the Wheels of Justice. She just keeps doing it. She never stops being really, really awesome.
And sulfuric acid through the pack once again. 5-point grand slam, Breakneck Betties. Some amazing offense being played by the Breakneck Betties blockers out there as Acid puts another 5 points on the board.
With a hop, skip, and a jump over the entire pack practically.
There's an impressive lineup of Betties blockers out there, Randy Pan.
That is, you know, there's no offense like a good defense. You see the Breakneck Betties holding back their opponent.
Bridgetown Chiropractic, the official bone cracker of the Rose City Rollers since 2006. Bridgetown Chiropractic.
Team timeout being called by the Heathers and fans. Sulfuric acid in that last pass picked up points number 98, 99, 100, 101, and 102. An amazing performance by sulfuric acid this evening.
Now, they brought you this team timeout for a very specific reason. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for a derby wave. So I'm going to be running around, and when I do, I want you out of your seats and standing and cheering for roller derby. All right, are you ready? Get set, because I'm coming. Get out of your seats, people. Stand up. I want to see you stand up for derby. Get up. Keep going, you two skaters who are not off the hook. Come on, right. So, let me hear you. Skaters too. You just as implicit. Oh, dear. One more time. Here we go. Your last chance. Let me see you. We're about to start this jam. Hello.
King, that makes me tired just watching him do that.
I was pretty excited, and I don't even know why.
I actually got out of my seat.
I thought they already started. I thought I was going to get hit. I got scared. It's dangerous.
Avalanche wearing the jam cap for the Breakneck Betties. Toxic Haste jamming for the Heartless Heathers.
Toxic, one of her recruits from the Rosebuds, and she's proven that she can skate any old lady under the track.
And Toxic Haste now in a power jam for the Heathers as Avalanche in the penalty box for the Breakneck Betties. Goody Two Skates playing offense for Toxic Haste, and Toxic Haste is your lead jammer.
Oh, huge hit from none other than Scylla Devour. How many times can I say the phrase huge hit from Scylla Devour? Apparently it's never enough.
Toxic Haste fighting against that three wall of Betty's blockers up front. Goody Two Skates up trying to help out. Icebox, show some love for Toxic Haste.
Wow. She did a beautiful dodge of that hit there, Mike Check. But she picked up a major cutting of the track.
She cut the last line of defense for the Breakneck Betties. Toxic Haste headed to the penalty box.
Nice defense up front for the Heartless Heathers, protecting. Points being scored from Avalanche there.
French Tickler, last line of defense for the Heathers, pushes Avalanche to the outside of turns 3 and 4.
Fourth minor for Goody Two Skates.
French Tickler headed to the penalty box for blocking out a play. And we've got an official team timeout.
Well, this brings me to the Lloyd Athletic Club, the official fitness trainer of the Rose City Rollers. Lloyd Athletic Club.
Fans, real quick, we still have 1 second left on the clock. Heather's called a team timeout before time expired.
I was hanging out with the plebes there for a second, but I'm coming back to the Rockstar Energy Drink Rockstar section. Make some noise, people! Party like a something, party like a something. What is that word I'm looking for?
Like to give one last shout out to Ron Tonkin Fiat, where style and fuel efficiency reign at Ron Tonkin Fiat. Rose City Rollers is also a Sports Buddy partner of the Big Brother and Big Sister Sports Buddies, encouraging young people to get out and get active. That's the Big Brother and Big Sister Sports Buddies.
That's a good time of day. We give some love to our DJ tonight, ladies and gentlemen. For rocking us out, give some noise to DJ Adam Watt. Come on, people, make some noise.
All right, fans, this is probably going to be the last jam of the evening. Sulfuric acid starting this jam in a power jam.
Schemstress escorts her to the inside and recycles her to the back of the pack, Mike checks.
Joyride coming up and clears the deck for sulfuric acid. She is your lead jammer.
And I believe, yes, that is the end of the period. This jam will go to its natural conclusion, Mike checks.
Sulfuric acid getting pushed to the inside by Blast Unicorn.
Actually, take the wireless and go down now.
Cadillac now clearing the deck, allowing sulfuric acid to get through on a 5-point grand slam.
Beautiful escort to the outside there, but DD Mana.
Toxic Haste out of the box and through on her initial pass. Sulfuric acid, though, adding to her total for the night.
And sulfuric acid calls off the gin. Ending the bout. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise!
Sulfuric acid ends the night with 115 points for the Breakneck Betties. An impressive performance by the Breakneck Betties. We are going to wait and make sure of our final score, but the Breakneck Betties even their record at 1-1, tied with the Guns N' Rollers for second place in the Rose City Home League. Excellent. And fans, stick around. The King is going to lead the MVP awards that will be taking place after the victory laps. Wench Warden, our head referee, giving us the final score. Breakneck Betties 202, Heartless Heathers 79.